It's your boy Warren B. Author of Pimp, God, what your mama should have told you. This is the mind of a Mack. The mind of a Mack. Whenever a Mack looks at a woman, he's automatically thinking of her in terms of a raw material. If you're building something, if you're extending a room, whatever it is that you're doing, you got to get materials. And when you look at a woman, when I'm in the mall and I look at women, and I'm checking them out, I'm literally thinking of them in terms of material. Now, a young nigga is thinking in terms of material to fuck, because he's not a builder. When you're looking at a woman from the standpoint of sex, you are not on the level yet. You're not on the Mack level yet. You're on a whack level. You have to look at a woman in terms of a resource with respect to what you're trying to do. You have to have a purpose in life. Otherwise, you're a ship without a sail. Yes, when I look at a woman, I'm like, God damn, look at that ass. Whew. I'm surrounded by it. So I see this shit every day. But what I'm really looking at, what I'm really trying to assess is her potential. To help me win. And as I look at women, there's a common question that I always ask myself. What can I do with her? I'm not even talking about sex. A man with a purpose will put sex on the back burner. It's called purse first, ass last. Purpose first. Men need to get their head, get their weight up in terms of their chakra system. Get out of your first 3 chakras, my dude. You can't love a woman anyway, truly, until your Kundalini energy reaches your 4th chakra. You gotta get out of them first 3. Fuck that primal shit. It's time to be building. And if you're a builder, then you need material. A Mack also looks at any woman from the standpoint of her trustworthiness. I'm smitten often when I look at women because I actually appreciate women in a way that most men don't. Because of course I'm not just looking at her in terms of sex. So I have to have a deeper respect for you because my first goal, my first destination is not the bedroom. My first destination with you is the boardroom. My first destination with you is the business plan. That's pimp shit. Because pimps, we're thinking long term. We're thinking what it is that we're trying to do. Fuck pussy. Let them lames do that. That's Pookie and Ray Ray shit. A lot of women are not worthy of a builder. That's why they don't attract builders. they attract Pookie and Ray Rays. You attract what you are. Always judge a woman by her whack ass dude, because that's her level. But in terms of trustworthiness, can you give this chick, as you assess her, can you give her a Pimp God duffel bag that weighs about 23 pounds? Because it ain't nothing but hundreds in it. You know, 23 pounds, all hundreds, that's $1 million. Can you give her a bag that's 23, 24 pounds, right? And trust her to do with it what you tell her to do with it? A lot of people have a poverty consciousness. It's hand to mouth. A woman is looking at life from the standpoint of hitting a lick. You put the money in her hands, and you thinking long term, she gon' skim off the top. Trust and believe. Now the story at the end of the night will be, you know, in a frantic, I got robbed. I got away, but I still got some of the money. Like, so maybe, you know, 3/4 of your money or half of it might get to the destination. But she got robbed. We have to assess her. Women look into a man. You have to learn how to do the same thing. When you look at women, you can't look on them. You have to look in them. You have to assess her spirit. The eyes are the windows to the soul. What do you see when you look in her eyes? Can you trust what's inside? Behind the windows of her eyes looking out at you. Can you trust that? In many cases you can't. You got to be able to look into her. And Mack also needs to assess a woman's ability and willingness to bend the law if necessary in order to get it done. This is the true definition of a ride or die chick. I'm not talking about putting your woman in harm's way. But here's the thing we got to understand about chess. As a black man, a thinking black man, you understand that in the game of chess, white gets to go first. This is not a game that the creator created. This is a game that the white man created. And in his game, white gets to go first. But black gets to go second. The black man in America has a unique position that he plays that the white man doesn't have to worry about. The black man has to play defense, offense, because the first move is white. So the white man gets to play offense, defense. The black man is in a very tricky position because he has to play defense, offense in a system that's judging him by how defensive he is. Why are you so defensive? Why are you so defensive? Why are you so defensive? So you have to play defense, offense without appearing defensive. The strongest will survive. This is why the Bible says to be as harmless as a dove, but as cunning as a serpent. It's a thinking man's sport. And since the laws are stacked against you, sometimes to get it done, you got to bend the law. They're not going to teach you this in school. Most of the people in school that's teaching you about business don't own one. Most of the people in school that's teaching you about money are not accountants. Having a degree in accounting is not having 360 degrees of accounting experience. Most teachers in the school system are fake because they're teaching you something that they don't do. So when moves have to be made, sometimes, the law has to be bent to get it done. Do we really have to go into the laundry lists of organizations? How about countries like America that start out illegal and try to build its way towards being legal? Start out under the table and then try to become totally legal later? Many never get there. And while I am not promoting selling drugs, anything that will hurt someone else, I'm not your judge either. First thing you learn on the street is you never knock another man's hustle. A Mack knows that his purpose and his focus is bigger, more important than any love or longing that he could ever have for any female that breathes. What validates you as a man in this life is your purpose. No woman can validate you like that. And when a Mack splurges on a female, he's doing it for him. When he puts her in that chinchilla coat or whatever entrance he's trying to make, he's still doing that for him. It's about vision.